What is poppin', guys? We're drawing. I'm back with another one for y'all. And in today's video, we're gonna talk about side incomes or side hustles for people with very busy job schedules like shift work, law enforcement, or my military folks. Let's get to the video. The topic of this video, all right? So I know a lot of you guys are coming in the military, or you guys are new to the military, and your money might not be in the right place. I remember when I first came in, I was a PFC and I wasn't making a whole lot of money, and I wanted to have a little bit more money to have fun on the weekends and do different stuff to my car and stuff like that, because I was in the cars back in the day. So what having a side hustle did for me was create an opportunity for me to make money outside of my job without interfering with my military duty. Now, I made this list to 5 because I wanted to make the majority of the list to jobs that you can do or different side hustles you can do that are going to create passive income, okay? What is passive income? Duh. When I say passive income, I usually throw up the quotes because there is actually no passive income out. All right, passive income, you got to create and do the work before you're able to get to that passive income. So it's technically not passive until you already done the work and you start creating revenue for yourself that ends up being for the rest of your life or for a long extended period of time from a product or something that you created in order for that product to sell. Warning. There are no get rich quick schemes. All right, you gotta offer something of value to the community. You gotta offer something of value to the marketplace in order for you to make money with a side hustle or a side job and create passive income for yourself and your family. So my number 5 tip, and these are in no particular order, is to start a YouTube page. I know I've said this at least 20 million times in 20 different videos, but starting a YouTube page is hella easy. It's not as hard as people think it is. If you are watching this video, you probably already have a YouTube page. You just don't have any videos on it, okay? So the next step in that is just find something you know you like to do, press upload, and upload a video to YouTube, all right? I know I made that sound super easy, so I'm gonna break it down for you guys. YouTube monetization policies, and when I say monetization policies, I'm talking about how you make money on YouTube. It's based on your amount of views and your amount of subscribers. And the first stipulation you gotta have is 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours of views or whatever, hours of views. So 4,000 watch hours within the last 365 days of the calendar year. If you have a skill or you know something that not a lot of people know, or you know something that you can offer or teach somebody, then you can start a YouTube page, okay? I can't tell y'all exactly how much I make on YouTube because it's against the policies and guidelines of YouTube. But what I can say is that it's decent. It provides me a substantial amount of income outside of my normal day-to-day duties as a service member. Now, I gotta know the disclaimer, guys. Don't expect to make any money within the first year, okay? It took me about 40 videos before I was able to monetize. About 50 before I started making more than like $100 a month. So just expect that if you put out good quality content for free for a while, then after a while you start making some money because people are gonna start watching your content. If you found a formula that works for you, you go with it. Like my initial niche was the whole warrant officer military thing, right? So I started doing different stuff. I started doing car videos and all kind of stuff. And then I realized that people watch my videos for my personality more than they did for my information, because I had a lot of views on one of my car videos that I didn't expect to get. And I had a bunch of views on another video that had nothing to do with the military. So I still do military videos because that's my core. That's what I started with. But I'll do other different videos. So you just got to find your niche and figure out what works for you. For context though, a small YouTuber like me can make about, let's say, $200 to $500 a month, depending on how much content you put out a month. And how much work you actually putting it in. If you advertising your channel, if you're doing different stuff on different social media sites, anything like that. I don't do a whole lot of advertisement. I kind of keep my channel to a small niche base just because I don't have time to advertise. And what I make right now on YouTube, I'm fine with it. I could make more money. It's great, but I'm helping a small group of people that need my help. So that works for me. That might not work for you, but it's a good way to make some income outside of your everyday job. Number 4 tip is to write an ebook. Now, Writing an ebook, to be honest, it's not as hard as you want to think. Okay, I've written a couple of them and I sold a couple of them. I wrote a couple articles for WordPress and I sold different articles on different sites. So it's not as tough as you think. If you know something that not a lot of people know, like I said, or you have some information you want to put out in the universe, then write about it. You can write cookbooks. You can do how-to guides. You can do 1,000 different things in a freaking audio book or ebook. That's gonna make you a substantial amount of money if you just press at it. Okay, there are tons of websites that you can use to raise the value of your book, like Amazon. You can upload for free. A couple other sites I can think about, and I put them down there in the comment section or in the I'll put them down there in the doggone description so you guys can know what types of sites you guys can upload your stuff to. Again, you don't have to be Stephen King or George R.R. Martin in order to write a ebook, okay? You can just be a regular everyday Joe and write an ebook and you'll be fine. All right, if you choose to use writing an ebook or audio book or something like that as a side hustle, you can expect to make about $50 to $300 depending on where you upload your stuff at. A lot of people use Amazon. Of course, Jeff Bezos and them gonna get their cut, but you're gonna get some money based on how many books you actually sell and how many people actually read your book. So the price of your book can raise based on those circumstances. All right, guys, my third side hustle you can do if you got a real busy schedule is to drive Uber, Lyft, or DoorDash. All right, this one is not as glamorous, but it is a freaking cash cow, man. When I was in JBLM, I wasn't stationed there, but I went there for some temporary duty. And I met a driver. He had a real nice Cadillac Escalade, and he was making like $1,000 a week. He showed me some of the invoices. Making like $1,000 in a weekend driving Uber. Was a nice guy. So most of the people that rode with him probably tipped, as me and my friends did when we were there. So that's something you can do on your own time. Those companies don't make you do hours. They don't have a set limit on how much you can drive. You can drive as much as your car is able to handle. If you have a valid driver's license, a good car that's under 20 years old, I think, and then another one was the valid car insurance, then you will be good to go as far as driving Uber and driving Lyft for sure. DoorDash has some other stipulations, like they check your record and all of that stuff to make sure you ain't ever been in trouble. But I know the other two, when I signed up to drive for Uber and Lyft, and I actually never went through with it, to be honest with you, because I ain't have no time to be. My job requires a lot, and I had time, but if I'm being honest, I just ain't feel like doing it after I signed up for it. But they didn't check anything. As long as I had a car, I sent a picture of the car, sent a picture of my tags and my insurance, and they gave me the road. They started me up and said, hey, you can drive anytime you want. So those are cash cows, similar to what I was doing when I was at Fort Sales or PFC. I was delivering pizzas, but this one is more flexible because you make your own hours. So anytime you do those driving services, that is a good outlet for you to go ahead and make extra money outside of your income. Guys, so my number 2 tip is to become a barber. Now, I know that's going to take a little bit more work than the other ones because you got to go to barber school, you got to go get a license, you got to learn how to cut. But I'm going to be honest, I put this one on the list because you don't realize how critical a barber is until you don't have one. During the pandemic, all the barbershop was closed. People had to go get haircuts, and guess who was making all the money? All the freaking barbers who was cutting outside of their house. All the barbers that was cutting outside of their mom's house or cutting outside of the barracks. As a matter of fact, when I first got to Korea, I couldn't find a barber when I first got here that I was comfortable with cutting my hair. So my first actual barber was a gentleman that lived in the barracks, another soldier, and he was nice. So he was cutting for, but I think he was making maybe $25 to $30 a haircut because he charged me like $25 and I tipped. So I always paid about $30 for the hair, $35 for the haircut, depending on if I had the money or not. So if you have that skill and you think you're able to cut or you want to learn how to cut, that's a good skill to have because people always going to need haircuts, especially for my like military and my law enforcement guys because of the grooming standards. We always going to need a haircut. So that's a good side hustle to have anywhere, especially on deployments. Because when you go to a deployment, you first get there, that's the first thing people looking for when they get to a deployment. Next to a barrier so they won't get shot at. But other than that, they're looking to get a haircut. So if you know how to cut hair, you're going to make a lot of money. You're going to make a ton of money. So look into being a barber. That's a great side hustle to make some money. My last and final tip is to flip items like equipment, furniture, cars, anything you can get your hands on for a very low price. What you do is you take it, or not take it, I'm sorry. Now, I ain't advocating stealing. You buy it like a antique, right? You buy an antique, or you buy some furniture or something, maybe beat up, or even you go to some pawn shops and buy stuff from them, and you sell it at a higher price online. That's how you make the good money. I remember back in 2011, I used to go to the little clothing and sales shops off post, the little Ranger Joe's joints that sell the pawn shop equipment, and I would buy equipment that I knew that was highly coveted at different places. So I buy it and I put it up on eBay for sale, and I sell it like that. And I made a substantial amount of money doing that, just kind of buying and flipping different equipment, like all kinds of stuff, like different jackets that people wanted, some of the flight jackets that the pilots liked and stuff like that, just to be cool or whatever. So you can make a lot of money taking old items and selling them for a new price. So that is a great way that you can make money. To close this video out, man, side hustles are great, amazing opportunities for you guys to make money outside of an everyday struggle of a 9-to-5 or a military job or a law enforcement job or whatever you do during your day-to-day. Side hustle is a good way to get some flexible income, sometimes passive income, and you're gonna make some good money. Now, my mom always said don't put your eggs in one basket, so you don't want to depend on your day-to-day just to make it through. A lot of people lost their jobs during the pandemic, so you don't want to be the type of person that's in that same situation. That concludes this one. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.